Sit high, getting jiggy with them. Getting jiggy with it. Getting jiggy with it. Stop looking at what you ain't got. Start being thankful for what you do got. Let's get it to him, baby girl. Hey. That's right.
No problem. Good afternoon and welcome to DeVos Fieldhouse on the campus of Hope College. We are coming to you live from DeVet Van Wieren Court, where this afternoon the Hope College Flying Dutch will take on the Tigers of Wittenberg University. The Tigers come into the game with a record of 4-2. They are led by first-year coach Melissa Colby, a graduate who has recently been hired in her first season from the University of Cincinnati when she was on the staff there last year. They are 4-2 on the year. They opened with an exhibition game against the Bearcats of Cincinnati, not counting toward the record. They then went on to defeat Earlham College and then Franklin. They have defeated Heidelberg. They lost to the Bees of Baldwin-Wallace, defeated Hanover, the most recent men's opponent for the Hope College Flying Dutch men's team, and then most recently lost on November 30th to Capital by a score of 63-58. They are led by 3 players in double figures: Jasmine Gaines Burns, Jade Thompson, and Kelsey Reagan. The Hope College Flying Dutch come into the game ranked number 1 in the country and defending their national championship from last March. They are 6-0 with victories over Geneva College, Illinois Wesleyan. That was in their in the weekend tip-off tournament. They then hosted another tournament the following weekend and defeated Finlandia, and then a big win over nationally ranked Wisconsin Eau Claire. They then picked up another home victory in midweek a week before Thanksgiving against Wisconsin Lutheran, and then opened MIAA play against their arch rival and nationally ranked Calvin University Knights. It should be a terrific game. The Wittenberg Tigers coming into this season, having made the dance last year, making the final 64, and playing here, as a matter of fact, in their first weekend. They were defeated, so Hope did not meet them in their quest for the national championship last year, but they will get a chance to face off today. We are just about ready to get started, so we will take a break and turn up the house mics and turn it over to our public address announcer for the anthem and starting lineups. Here's Darren Deistermars.
Ladies and gentlemen, at this time, we ask you to please rise. Ladies and gentlemen, to honor America with the singing of our national anthem, please welcome Hope College freshman, Miss Genesis Clark.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleam? bright stripes and bright stars through the perilous fights o'er the ramparts we watch were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Ladies and gentlemen, Miss Genesis Clark. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the DeVos Fieldhouse here in the campus of Hope College for today's varsity contest between the Tigers of Wittenberg University and your Hope College Flying Dutch. Here this afternoon, starting lineups. First for the Tigers at 1-4, a 5'11 junior from Lancaster, Ohio, number 13, Evie Wolshire. And at 1 forward for the Flying Dutch, a 5'11 senior from Ada, number 4, Claire Bagley. At 1 forward for the Tigers, a 5'11 sophomore from White House, Ohio, number 45, Kelsey Reagan. And at 1 forward for the Flying Dutch, a 6-foot senior from Sycamore, Illinois, number 14, Kate Majerus. Starting at center for the Tigers, a 6-foot freshman from Centerville, Ohio, number 31, Molly Scott. And at center for the Flying Dutch, a 6'1 senior from Osceola, Indiana, number 21, Savannah Feenstra. At 1 guard for the Tigers, a 5'7 sophomore from Cincinnati, Ohio, number 0, Taryn Cash. And at 1 guard for the Flying Dutch, a 5'8 senior from Zeeland, number 2, Meg Morehouse. And at the final guard spot for the Tigers, a 5'6 sophomore from Bladensburg, Maryland, number 34, Jasmine Gaines Burns. And at the final guard spot for the Flying Dutch, a 5'9 senior from Hazlitt, number 15, Ella McKinney. Head coach for Wittenberg University is Melissa Colby. Head coach for the Flying Dutch is Brian Morehouse. Your officials this afternoon, Tom Howard, Nicole Fisher, and Tom Berry.
Thank you, Mr. Darren Deistermars, for that excellent find on the national anthem singer and the inspiring enunciation of the starting lineups. We're about set to go here, and I want to make sure I have multiple opportunities to thank all of our folks on a cold, sunny day deciding to work for us. We have a crack staff, and may it not be the only time I mention it for them, but I hope they've got their plugs in their ears so that they can hear me, their buds. We've got Megan on one of the floor cams. Thank you, Megan. We got Stryker. Where's Stryker? I don't see him. Thank you, Stryker. And we've got Jonathan. We got a great 3-camera crew tonight. And as always, we've got Executive Student Director Extraordinaire, Channing and executive producer, Mr. Steve Secor. And before I can get the crew announced, Ella McKinney breaks away on the opening tip, and we are underway. 2-0 Hope College. Taryn Cash dribbles right, tries to throw crosstown, hawked by Meg Morehouse, and she ends up throwing it away. So we've played 17 seconds. We have a Hope basket and a Wittenberg turnover. Wittenberg drops into a little three-quarter court press. They drop it back. Morehouse breaks it easily and leaves it for Bagley. Morehouse, borderline travel, but she gets a three-point shot off, just off to the right. Chased down by Bagley, and Morehouse resets at the top of the circle. Bagley from the left side, offside, off the mark, excuse me. Hope did not shoot great in their victory over Calvin, but they came away with the victory. Here's another turnover. This time it's intercepted by Morehouse. She puts it up with a right-hand layup as she got in between the pass between Wolshire and Hartman. Lots of numerical changes in the Wittenberg roster. I'm counting at least a dozen, so if I'm a little delayed, the roster I have in front of me is not in ascending order. There's the first bucket of the game by the Tigers, and that is going to go with number 34, Jasmine Gaines Burns. Originally number 2 in the program, but she's wearing number 34 in red. Right side is Bagley. She kicks it back outside. Here's Feenstra from 23, and she hits it. Savannah Feenstra is on the board, and it's 7-2 Hope. Back the other way come the Tigers. Nice inside pass goes to Kelsey Reagan, and she finds a left-handed layup. Taryn Cash on the assist, and it's 7-4. And we got our first whistle of the game, and it's going to be a defensive foul. Division I official Tom Halid calls that one, and it's on Cash. That's her first foul of the game, and it will be Hope with a baseline throw in. 20 seconds on the shot clock. Nice interior pass. Good defense against Feenstra, and it's taken away. Wolshire with a great verticality, and she gets the block. Back the other way come the Tigers. 7-4, they trail. Left side, that's Reagan, 23-footer, and she hits it. And before you know it, we're tied at 7. The Wittenberg Tigers came out a little flat in the first minute and a half, but the last minute has been all theirs. Here's Ella McKinney driving on Cash, and Hope takes the lead back 9-7. First sub getting ready to come into the game for Wittenberg, number 11. That will be Jada Malone. Another turnover by the Tigers. McKinney on the interception, up ahead to Feenstra. Back to McKinney, who drives middle, and she is fouled. And I believe that will go on Wolshire. That'll be a second team foul on the Tigers in this quarter. Jada Gardner coming in for Hope College, along with the aforementioned number 11, Jada Malone. So a pair of Jadas into the game for the respective teams. McKinney will come to the line and shoot 2, looking for, she's got 1 basket on the night. Excuse me, she's got 4 and looking for her 5th, and she gets it. McKinney gets them both, and we have an 11-7 Hope lead. Coming back the other way is number 34. That's Jasmine Gaines Burns. She's a sophomore guard from Bladensburg, Maryland, Elizabeth Seton High School. Another turnover by the Tigers, and it's picked up by Majerus, finally cleared away by Gardner, who leaves it for McKinney, and Hope will go on the attack from the right side. Crossover dribble, working the paint. She kicks it back. Majerus, low paint to Feenstra. She puts it up over Malone, using the height advantage, and Hope leads 13-7. This is Gaines Burns, And we're going to see another substitution, 2 more substitutions for Hope. Carly Crabtree is in, as is Kendall Seatsma. Seatsma, a freshman from Hudsonville. Crabtree, a junior from Coldwater. Ball on the left side. This is number 11 who fires it up. That's Jada Malone, new to the game. She's got her first points of the game. It was a 2-pointer, 13-9 all the way down. Gardner dribbles all the way down the right side, crosses over, and puts it up for her first points of the game. Great move by Jada Gardner. Up over half court is number 34. Number 34 is Jasmine Gaines, and that ball is knocked away. And it will be Wittenberg basketball. Heads up play by Carly Crabtree to get into the passing lane. 15-9. Taryn Cash getting ready to come back in the game. There's a shot, doesn't go by Wittenberg. Top of the circle, they get the rebound and will reset. McKinney is checking number 11, Jada Malone. Now they go left side. That's 34 Gaines Burns, and she is called for a foul, offensive foul, and that will be the 3rd team foul on Wittenberg. Substitutions, Haley Scott into the game for Wittenberg, as well as the aforementioned Taryn Gaines back in the game. 15-9, Hope inbounding from their backcourt. Gardner runs point. She checked in for Morehouse just a minute ago. McKinney dribbles left, looks right, and fed Seatsma just a little too much, and so that will be a Hope College turnover. Coming in for Hope will be Olivia Bellows. She is sophomore, played last year on the national championship team. Hope with a 6-point lead. We're approaching the halfway point of the first quarter. This is Cash, guarded by Gardner. She forces another turnover, and Bellows intercepts it, and she is fouled. And that's going to be the 4th foul on the Tigers, and that one is going to go on number 11. That is Jada Malone. Her first personal, 4-0 team fouls so far in the first quarter. Taking a quick look at turnovers, if we've got them posted here. 6 turnovers for the Tigers against 1 for Hope so far. Not responding well to the Hope defense so far. Offensive rebound is Seatsma after the Crabtree miss. Gardner dribbles to the low block, triple teamed, and she is tied up. Nice defensive play there. Good team defense by Wittenberg. Cash was the one who tied her up. They will get it back on the alternating possession. It'll go back the other way to the Tigers. Molly Scott into the game. Lead game score still at 15-9. 6-point lead for the Dutch. Gardner will guard Cash. They go across to the left side. Long 28-foot shot. No good by Reagan. Rebound by Gardner back the other way. Way ahead. Nice ball movement. That's Bellows from the left side. No good, and that will go out of bounds. Great ball movement. Gardner to Crabtree to Bellows, but couldn't convert. In for Wittenberg, Kylie Sloan. She's a junior from Monroe, Ohio. Not to be confused with Monroe, Michigan. Cash dribbles up left side. Gardner still on her. Nice jump out by Bagley. She's able to get back to her player. Left side dribble, and that's going to be a foul on Hope, first of the game, as Gaines Burns is fouled, and I think they're going to whistle Crabtree with that. Let's see if we wait for it. I put my head down and I didn't see it, and it's not yet on the board, but we'll wait for it. I think it was Crabtree. And there's a nice left side jumper. It's good by Wittenberg. Give that one to number 34, Gaines Burns. It's 17-9. It was Bellows on the foul. I stand corrected. 23, not 22. Gardner keeps her dribble alive. Goes right side now. working on Gaines. Burns leaves it for Bellows. And nice backdoor cut inside Seatsma. She puts it up off the left side. Can't quite get it, but she gets her own offensive rebound. Bagley now on the left side. She dribbles through the paint. Gardner on the far right side is found. Can't quite hit it. And we'll back the other way come the Tigers, only trailing by 4. 3:27 to go. Nice defense and another turnover because of the Hope defense. Coming back the other way, and Crabtree loses it. A Hope turnover back the other way. And this one is fast-paced at this point. 14 in the corner is Sloan. That ball is turned over. Back the other way come the Dutch. Bagley's going to dribble between two players, and she is going to be locked up by Taryn Cash. Great defense. That's the second time that Hope has driven to the basket and gotten tied up by Taryn Cash. Great defense by Cash twice. Several substitutions. Feenstra, Bagley, McKinney, Majerus, and Morehouse starting 5 in for Hope. A couple of substitutions for Wittenberg. We'll catch them as they as their name comes to me. Here's McKinney, hawked by Cash. Great defense again. Low paint, middle post to Feenstra, and she is fouled. And that foul is going to be called on Evie Wolshire. She's a junior from Lancaster, Ohio, and that will send Feenstra to the line for a pair. Good game so far. Wittenberg hanging tough against the top-ranked Hope College Flying Dutch. 15-11. First free throw's good, 16-11.
High School in Napanee, Indiana. Freshman year at Bethel University in Mishawaka.
Feenstra gets the pair. Hope with a 6-point lead. And a little pressure, three-quarter court. Bagley now is guarding Gaines Burns, left side. She blows past Bagley, puts up the right-hander, can't quite get it to go, but she gets her own rebound back, and that one won't go. But another offensive rebound. Wittenberg will reset with Taryn Cash. This time guarded by McKinney, not Morehouse. High post, it goes to number 31. That's Molly Scott. And another offensive foul called on Wittenberg. That will be the second call, and that's going against Molly Scott. And Wittenberg's at the limit, but because that was a team control foul, player control foul, there will be no shooting, so Hope will go back the other way. 5-1 in fouls, 17-11 in points. Here's Morehouse, clears the press with the help of Feenstra. She's right side, tops to Feenstra. Here's McKinney. Bagley, far right, gets past her player, puts it up off the window, and it's good. Claire Bagley drove past Cash, and it's 19-11. 2 minutes to go in the first half. Nice pass inside to Gaines Burns. What a play by Taryn Cash. Threw it right between the arms of Claire Bagley on a nifty backdoor play, 19-13. McKinney, she's going to drive on Sloan, and she puts it up and in. Hella McKinney off the window with the left hand, and it's 21-13. Taryn Cash this time guarded by Morehouse. She dribbles right. Now she goes all the way over to Gaines Burns. They seem to touch the ball more than any of the Tigers at this point. Here's Kelsey Reagan. She's guarded by Feenstra. And Feenstra got a hand on the ball. And back the other way comes Hope. McKinney, 23-footer. Front of the rim. Rebounded by Morehouse, and she's fouled as she puts it back. That's going to be on Cash, and that will be her second. Substitutions, Haley Scott for the Tigers. Coming in for the Dutch, Carly Crabtree. Meg Morehouse looking to extend the lead. Minute 8 to go.
Meg 5 of 7 on the line this season, 71%. Averaging 7.2 a ball game. Straight throw by Meg.
Morehouse free throw makes it 22-13.
High school coach with top who played on one of the key players on.
Morehouse gets them both, and Hope extends its lead first time to double digits. Back the other way come the Tigers as we approach the 1 minute mark in the first quarter. McKinney is checking Gaines Burns. Now she's doubled. Getting loose in the corner, three-pointer no good by Wolshire, and that ball is going to be out of bounds, and it will go in the direction of Hope College with a 10-point lead under a minute to go.
And now
Do a little let's see. We're going to check perhaps the alternating possession arrow, see if we can tune in on that. Everyone seems to be satisfied with the answer to the question, so we will come back the other way. 23-13. Feenstra and Morehouse bring it up. Left side, Majerus, she fires and she hits it. Pate Majerus with her first points of the game. And Hope has doubled up the Tigers 26-13. Gaines Burns finds it in the middle is Molly Scott. That's number 30, Wolshire. And Wolshire fires it from the right side, and it's 26-16. Correction, in the middle was Haley Scott. And we're going to have another foul. This one's going to go on Wittenberg again, and it's going to go against Kelsey Reagan. That will be her first. And that will send Hope to the line because we are in the bonus. First-year coach Melissa Colby not letting the foul discrepancy go unremarked at this point, as it's sitting on 5 on the board, but it's a lot more than that. We'd have to look at it. But coming back the other way after the missed free throw is Reagan. She will leave it for number 13 into the game, Evie Wolshire. I apologize for the delays here as I'm scouring the roster to find the asynchronous numbers that are listed here. That's the end of the first quarter of the Wittenberg miss. Wittenberg trails the Hope College Flying Dutch 26-16. We are going to take a break and hear some good words from Hope College and our friends at Lawrence and Vanderswart. We'll be back with second quarter action. You're watching Hope Basketball.
My name is Megan Bigelow, and during my time there, I was on the Hope women's soccer team. I decided to choose Hope because of the opportunity to be involved in multiple things. I didn't want to go somewhere where I was just a number in the field. I was able to double major, experience both a business academic load as well as economics. I loved the opportunity to really get to know my professors. Hope exceeded my expectations.
I'm Nate Bauman. As an invested community partner, we're proud to help share Hope's stories of transformational impact.
Perfect timing, Channing, as I've just finished my most recent piece of excellent peanut brittle from the Holland Peanut Store. Not a sponsor of the program, but loyal supporters of Hope Athletics. First quarter saw Ella McKinney hang 8 points on the board, followed by Savannah Feenstra with 7. For Wittenberg, they were led by Gaines Burns with 6 and Reagan with 5. Wittenberg with the ball on the alternating possession. The shot is deflected and blocked away, and Hope will come back the other way. That was Gaines Burns on the drive, and she was denied. McKinney drives all the way to the basket, and she picks up a foul, and that will send McKinney to the line. And we're 20 seconds in, and that one is going to be another Wittenberg foul. That one is going to be hung up against Wolshire, and that will be her first of the second quarter. McKinney, the leading scorer for the Dutch, will have a chance to add to her total. First one's good. Hope with an 11-point lead. 6-0 on the season as MIAA play is underway. No team has played more than one. And the Dutch have picked up their first victory earlier this week on the road against Calvin University. McKinney hits them both. Back the other way, Gaines Burns. She's going to go right side to Wolshire. Reagan trying a nice backdoor pass to Gaines Burns. Pretty play, but the ball can't quite go. And there's a struggle in the middle, and that will be a held ball. And this one is going to go in the direction of the Dutch on the alternating possession arrow. They will bring it up from the far baseline. Meg Morehouse checks in. And I believe checking out was Carly Crabtree. Double team out the backcourt. Nice little press by Wittenberg. Hope does break it. And they leave it for Gardner. Left side to Morehouse. She's going to dribble all the way to the other side. Put it up and under as she gets it past Wolshire. And that's 6 points for Morehouse and a 30-16 lead. Gaines Burns dribbling on Gardner. She keeps it alive, comes to the front between the circles. Now she dribbles left and she gets it up over the Hope defenders. Nice play, and that's 8 points for Gaines Burns. She leads Wittenberg scorers. Morehouse looking to get rid of it. Can't quite find Gardner. Back the other way come the Tigers. Wolshire, front of the rim, no good on the 12-footer. Mid-range jumper doesn't fall. Back the other way comes Hope. Gardner is going to pull it back, keep the dribble alive, and go right side to Morehouse. Ball gets rotated over to Crabtree, puts it up from the right side, won't go, but she hustles after her own rebound, beating Reagan to the ball. Inside to Seatsma, hers can't go, and she's going to get called for the foul as she was a little overeager on the offensive rebound. That will be a rebounding foul on Hope, her first, and we'll go back the other way. Bagley back in. Checking back in for first time in the game, I believe, is Brianna Busick, a junior from Rittman. And I think that, so right now it's Gaines Burns, Busick, Cash, Sloan, and the fifth player hiding behind the center official, so I can't see it. Looks like it's Reagan. This is Gaines Burns. And Coach Colby trying to get a timeout, but instead we're going to get a mid-range jumper from Reagan. It's not going to fall. Bagley with the offensive rebound. She's going to dribble it all the way down herself. Left side, she's going to go to Crabtree. Back to Bagley. This is Gardner working on Gaines Burns. Kicks it back to Crabtree. She dribbles left side. She can't get it to go off the window. And another held ball. And this one will go back in the direction of the Tigers. The timeout so pressing in the last possession is no longer as serious, as I think Coach Colby is trying to get her team in a different kind of offensive set, but she had some time on the dead ball to do that without taking a timeout, so they'll come back the other way, trailing by 12. Want to say a special hello to Kennedy Schoonveld. Kennedy Schoonveld Shelton and her husband Lucas, last year's player of the year in the national championship run. Faithful listeners and viewers of Hope College women's basketball from their new home in Waco, Texas, where Kennedy is enjoying grad school and Lucas is enjoying supporting Kennedy in grad school with his gainful employment. That basket is good by Bagley. That's her fourth of the night, and we are at 32-18. Hope with a 14-point lead. Nice drive off the window as Kylie Sloan from the left side. She had a little runner high off the glass. Nice play. That's her first points of the game, and Hope's lead is down to 12. Jada goes left side. She gets it up. Good defense, but Bagley gets the rebound. Bagley's going to get another rebound, and she's fouled. Hope College is owning the offensive rebounding. Well, actually, they're not owning it like I thought. I think that will go to a 7-4 lead if I'm going to hit the reset here.
And McKinney returned for Hope.
We'll see once 7-4 on the offensive rebound. It is an advantage indeed for Hope. It's going to send Bagley to the line.
They're 75% at the line so far this season.
32-20.
13.3
Hope in the lead.
First free throw by Slater, nothing but the bottom of the net.
Bagley with her 5th point of the night. She'll get another one.
Second one on the way. Got it.
6 points for Bagley. She gets them both. 34-20. Back the other way. Taryn Cash. This time is guarded by Bagley as she disrupted the rhythm, speed, balance, and quickness of Cash and will pick up her first foul. And now Coach Melissa Colby would like a timeout. With 6:04 to go in the half, we're going to take a break ourselves, and we will be back with more Hope College basketball. Hope with a 14-point lead. They've led the whole way. It was tied at 0-0, and it was tied at 7-7. And it is a good start for the Dutch as they try to keep their lead. Their record unblemished. Morehouse with some good on-ball defense, slapping the ball away. Ball does go out of bounds as she can't quite track it down. Jada Malone will take the ball, and she'll dribble left side on McKinney. Now there's a switch as Crabtree takes up, and another turnover intercepted by Feenstra. 2-on-1. Nice play, but a good defensive play by Sloan. And Malone back the. No, it is. Yeah, it's Malone. I got a Malone and a Sloan. That was Malone. Great defense, stopping the Hope fast break. Back the other way come the Tigers. This is Reagan. Reagan being checked by Carson Carlblum. Just got into the game, and just to mix things up, we're going to have another held ball, so we'll see where this one, the alternating possession arrow, will go back the other way toward Hope. Checking back in. No, not checking back in. False alarm, as it was going to be Gaines Burns, but she will stay back. Our table crew here having a little giggle out of whether or not that was a sub or not. Turns out it was indeed not a sub. Gaines Burns goes back to the bench. Hope with a 14-point lead. Morehouse dribbling on Busick. McKinney, low post to Feenstra, and she travels. Nice defense by Taryn Cash. She is outsized in there, but she has made some terrific plays, tying up a couple players, and that time getting the better of Savannah Feenstra and causing her to travel. She's going to come out now, getting a well-deserved rest, and she is replaced this time by, indeed, Jasmine Gaines Burns, who on this next dead ball has come back in the game. She's going to dribble on Morehouse. She gets it past. She tries to get it into Busick, but she does not. Another turnover. We will go to the let's go to the live stats. I think it's got to be multiple turnovers. We got 11 turnovers for the Tigers so far in this half. McKinney misses the 4-footer off the window on the right side, so back the other way will come the Tigers, looking to cut into the 14-point lead. This is Reagan. She dribbles left side. Good defense, good secondary defense by McKinney, but Reagan does a great job of getting it up, avoiding the contact. Good bucket. Majerus from the left side. caroms long off the back of the iron. Back the other way come the Tigers. Dribbling hard is Gaines Burns. She pulls up and puts it off. I was about to call it in. It just rolls off after 3 hits of the iron. Back the other way with a step-through move is Kate Majerus on the right. What a play on the secondary fast break, and it's 36-22. Gaines Burns dribbles on the point against Morehouse, the tireless defender of all point guards. This is Sloan, who goes back to Gaines Burns, again governed by Morehouse. Nice pass, and she finds Kylie Sloan on a little give back, and Sloan has her 4th point of the night, 36-24. Here's Feenstra from 24, won't go. Rebound by Ella McKinney as she puts it up over Malone, and it's 38-24.
Nobody was there to take the inbound pass initially and find somebody.
Back the other way come the Tigers. We're under 3 minutes to go in the half. This game has flown by. We've had only 1 timeout, and that foul is going to go against Meg Morehouse. Just got a little too cozy with Gaines Burns. That will be, I believe, her 1st foul, and it's going to be the 3rd team foul of the quarter, so that will be a sideline throw in for the Tigers. 38-24. Hope leading. They are leading in points. Ella McKinney with 12 and Feenstra with 10. And another turnover by the Tigers is going to go back the other way as the ball was out of bounds. Stepped on the sideline, I believe, although I did have my head down looking at the individual stats. Morehouse comes up the other on the left side off a double stream, but she chooses not to take it and instead is fouled on the left side as she drives hard. And it's Gaines Burns who was beaten, and she had to really either have to give up the free layup or foul Gaines Burns. In an act of sporting behavior, she assists Ms. Morehouse back to the floor after she committed the foul. 38-24. Morehouse is good with number 1. She'll get number 2, looking to put 40 points on the board for the Dutch. Morehouse has 7. Also on the floor right now is Feenstra. She has 7. And we're going to a couple subs, I think. No, we aren't, because the play is going to go play on because of the missed free throw. 2:34 to go. Subs will wait at the table. Here's Cash, who we heard a lot from in the first quarter. Played great defense here. Great box out by Feenstra as she was able to keep the Tigers off the board. Here's Majerus, beats her player on the left wing. And here's a new player into the game, number 12 is Keegan Kaiser, and she can't hit it on her first attempt. Back the other way, 2:10 to go, Hope by 15. Cash, guarded by Kaiser, all the way over on the other side to Gaines Burns, who beats Gardner. No good, but it's rebounded by Wittenberg. Haley Scott, good offensive board, trying to get it to Haley Scott. Can't do it, so Reagan will take it on the right side. Now it's Gaines Burns, who's checked by Gardner. This is Scott. They're running out of time. 2 on the shot clock. Cash fires it up, and it's an air ball, and that will be a shot clock violation. And Hope will get it back with $1:37 to go. Bagley's going to come in. Seatsma's going to come in. Morehouse will sit, and Feenstra will sit. Also into the game is going to be, I believe, Carl Blum. Yep. And Majerus will sit.
97 seconds to go in this first.
Looking for Mr. Majerus in his usual seat right behind me, and I don't immediately see him. He may be taking another seat today. I have no doubt that he's here. Good defense that time by Malone as she disrupts the pass. Looked like she hurt her thumb a little bit as she's shaking that off. 1:30 to go. Hope leads 39-24. Gardner. She's going to leave this for Kendall Seatsma, who's guarded by Gaines Burns. Carl Blum to Gardner. She dribbles into the blue. quick movement. Keegan Kaiser fires it, and it's good. Excuse me, Carson Karlblum fires it deep from the right side, and it's 42-24. First points for Karlblum. Cash. Pass is deflected, but it's picked up by Gaines Burns, and she puts it up over Gardner. Nice play by Jasmine Gaines Burns. That is her 10th point of the night. Bagley dribbles baseline right, out of bounds, but it will be Hope retaining possession. 43.2. Each team probably with one more possession to go. Gardner will trigger the inbound. She's looking for a secondary cutter. She found Sietsma. She couldn't put it in, but Karlblum puts it back, and it's 44-26. Another offensive rebound by Hope College. 31 to go on the clock. 23 on the game clock. Cash. She dribbles on Kaiser. She puts it up, and she gets it to fall. Great play by Cash, and that's going to be her first points of the game. She's played a great floor game, hasn't scored. Hope will call a timeout to set up the last play of the half, 14-11. We will take a 30-second timeout ourselves. Channing, if you don't mind, cue up a 30, and we will be back with the last play of the half. This is Hope Volleyball. Channing and Steve, always looking to make my game better, have politely reminded me that I said Hope Volleyball, not Hope Basketball. I'm a fan of both, but I must say my daughter played volleyball, so my default is volleyball. Thank you for keeping me honest, Channing. Last play of the game here, as Jada Gardner will inbound from the baseline from a fairly unfriendly spot on the court, however. Keegan Kaiser's going to get it. She's going to try to get something. She leaves it for Bagley, who fires it up, and she hits it at the buzzer. Claire Bagley puts Hope up 46-28 to end the half with her 8th point of the half. And we are done with 20 minutes. We got 20 more to go. But before we do that, we are going to take a break. We're going to have our crack staff in the basement of DeVos bring us some videos about the college and other important material. And we will be back with second half action in about 13 minutes or so. You are watching Hope College Basketball.
A special thank you to Scorpion, as always, for their generosity and support for Hope College Athletics.
I loved school. I've always loved school, and I was very driven in high school too, but for some reason I just never actually thought I could do it, because I couldn't see it. It didn't feel tangible. And when I was able to get a scholarship, I was like, I'm actually going to college. I can do this. People believe in me. I understood that my education could completely change my life, that it opened so many doors. And I think that some students just go to college as the next stepping stone in their life. They don't really think about, what does this really mean? And how can this change my life? And I understood that because neither of my parents had that opportunity to get a degree.
I graduated from Hope College in 2019 with a biochemistry and molecular biology degree with a Spanish minor. One big part of my personal calling into medicine is to, one, show other students that look like me, so students of color, women, that you can do this too. And that if there is an obstacle, let's talk about it and let's surpass that obstacle, because you can surpass that obstacle. I feel like my family and I have done a lot for me to get here, but I know it is doable with support. One big moment that happened recently that's super exciting and a part of your entrance into medical school is the white coat ceremony. It was monumental to me and my family. It was a symbol of how hard work does pay off. For me, as a first-generation college student, receiving my scholarship opened up that door for education that I didn't believe in high school I even deserved. Now being an adult and going through college and now being in med school, I can see that investment of that scholarship in my life truly allowed me to not only pursue this, but also gain confidence in myself that I do deserve to be present in a higher education realm, even though not many people look like me when I walk in the door. I've been able to help my younger sibling and then also extended family apply to college and apply to scholarships now that I've gone through it. So I do think being that first person to go through it is really scary, but once you are able to gain those experiences, you can help others and uplift those around you. If I were to talk to the donor who helped make my scholarship possible, I would say thank you. Your support makes education accessible, and that accessibility not only changes lives of individuals, but transforms their community.
My name is Evan Thomas. I'm a rising senior at Hope College. I'm a biology major and a chemistry minor on the pre-med track, and I play basketball here. Hope's really defined my goals and defined the path I want to set for myself. Coach Mitchell has been a big catalyst in my growth here at Hope, as well as many professors, specifically my lab professor, Dr. Calvo. I hope to use what I've learned here at Hope to continue my research in medical school. Through medicine, I hope I can erase healthcare disparities.
I'm Ryan Vanderswart. As an invested community partner, LBZ is proud to help share Hope College's stories of transformational impact.
I was really shy as a freshman. Didn't talk a lot, and she was the exact opposite. I remember walking up to my room because I'd moved in before her, and she was already out in the hall, like talking to people, meeting people. And as soon as I walked up to the room and I said, "I'm Chloe, are you Haley?" She goes, "Yes, I am," and like threw her arms around me, gave me a big hug.
She's just so kind and loving. Like she's friends with everyone, and but with that, also just like very strong and like just a leader, and like I said, like a hard worker. But just all those qualities that she always kind of puts all that stuff like above her own like feelings or self.
You know, even as a freshman, I could tell that she was going to be a leader. She came in with a group of women throwers, and she kind of stood out.
She was always worried about others before herself, and you could kind of just see that from the beginning.
By the time it was her, junior year, we'd be talking about how much she might be momming the throwers, that kind of thing, where she'd be looking after everyone else and really leading and guiding a lot of the activities.
I felt like I belonged here, and I loved the size of hope. And I loved just being with everyone and making new friends. And I met Chloe, my freshman year, and we just clicked right away.
I guess I would describe Haley as someone who's really driven, someone who's really kind and caring, because she cares about everyone she meets. So today she met someone like today, tomorrow she would remember their name, little details about them, would want to ask them questions like, what was your day like yesterday? That is just who Haley is.
She came in as a good thrower, but she's really gotten after it, especially in the discus. She's become an excellent discus, one of the best in the conference, and one of her goals this year was to hit that number that would get her to nationals, or at least close to it.
As a coach, you try to match the intensity that your athletes bring to getting better, to working hard, to being ready to go every day. And I would say that she makes me want to be a better coach in the way that she brings that to practice every day. She's going to be there, she's going to be working hard, and you want to be able to continue to help them along that growth, along that path. And that's one of those things where you don't necessarily get that out of every athlete.
So going into senior year, I knew it was going to be my last year. Track-wise, my goals were to win the conference in discus and then also to qualify for nationals. At that time, I was also applying in the fall for graduate programs for genetic counseling. So after Hope, I wanted to go to a genetic counseling school. It's a 2-year master's program, and go do that. And then in between, I had to fill my summer with the internship. And so I really had this plan of, all right, I'm going to finish up my track season strong. I'm going to move to Africa, and then I'm going to go to grad school and become a genetic counselor.
Haley tends to lift really hard in the weight room, so I'm really used to her coming back to our room and just complaining, oh my gosh, I can't move today.
I just thought, maybe I have an infection. I kind of thought it was a lymph node just by the location of it. And I went in to see my primary care doctor, and it was something about her body language. She just was like, well, we need lab work, we need to look at this. And so that week I ended up just having blood work done. I had x-rays, I ended up getting a CT scan, and it was the following week that she called me, and I was in my vertebrate zoology lab, and she calls and she goes, Haley, I know this is what you're fearing, but it really looks like lymphoma. And I lost it. I didn't know what my life would look like. I never thought that I would be someone who would have cancer. And when your doctor says that, your mind obviously travels to the worst. And I think I broke down crying, and I called my mom, and I was like, Mom, what do I do?
You have to be strong. But there are times when it's a little tough. But you just have to put it in God's hands. And Haley's strong, young and strong. And so at that point, when they said it was cancer, now you have to decide after what kind of cancer. So now, crazy as it seems, we're praying for Hodgkin's because it's the most curable cancer you can have. We needed it to be Hodgkin's. And then they say that, and you're like, now we have a plan.
I mean, everything changed for her in that moment, and she had to reassess things. And her new goals were, Coach, I want to throw in some more meets here, and she was able to do that down south on spring break. Got to throw in a couple of meets there. I think she's still hoping to throw some more, but we'll see what happens with that.
Since she's gotten her diagnosis, I mean, she has a lot to worry about. She's, on top of cancer, she's graduating, she's trying to go to grad school, she's doing all these different things, but just like her commitment to the team through all of that has been like crazy. Like she got her chemo treatments pushed back so she could come on spring break with us. She's been like competing with a huge scar on her chest, and I think that it's just like all for the team. And she even mentioned like at the beginning of it all, she was like apologizing that she couldn't make a practice.
When it came down to the last meet that we knew she would be competing at, which was at Emory, the second meet that we go to on spring break, we managed to get everyone to keep it quiet so Haley didn't know that this was going to be happening. And right before her first throw, everybody came up kind of beside the throwing area, and she managed to get off a really good first throw. And then, you know, I'd say one of the largest cheering sections I've ever seen at the throws area of a track meet was there waiting for her after she had turned around, and everybody, you know, was kind of trying to show their appreciation for what she means to the team.
I think that emotionally it's really hard, but like I said, Haley is such a strong individual, and you can really see that through the way she just like I said, like reached out for prayer and like let people know like, hey, like, you know, I could use some support in this time, and just how strong she is like for her track team, for her family, for her boyfriend, for her friend.
And Mr. Channing Pearson for carrying us through the halftime with all those great videos produced by many of the folks here on campus, so we appreciate that. We are at halftime of the Hope Wittenberg women's basketball game, where Hope leads 46-28. And before we get too busy, I want to make sure we give a shout out to all the folks who made this possible today. We've got Steve Secor, executive producer. We've got Channing Pearson, awesome student executive producer. And we got three great camera people. Megan, wave Megan. She's got her earphone off. Stryker on one of the cameras. Up top, Stryker, thank you. And none other than Jonathan on the visiting floor cam, wearing, what is that? Is that the Anaheim Ducks? Is that what that is? Oh, it's the San Jose Sharks. Is that it? The Sharks. Okay. Is there a big game with the Sharks today, or is that just is that your team? It's just your team. All right. Well, we appreciate all the folks at Lawrence and Vanderswart and all the above-mentioned people for being able to, it's a privilege to be able to bring these to you, so thank you very much. As we look at both teams getting ready to come out, Ella McKinney leads Hope with 12 points, Claire Bagley with 8, and Sav Feenstra and Meg Morehouse both with 7. For the Tigers, Jasmine Gaines-Burns has 10, Kelsey Reagan with 7. Overall shooting, 46% for the Tigers, 44% for the Dutch. Really difference in the game, turnovers and subsequent points off of turnovers. Hope College points off turnovers, 16. Wittenberg, 0. 16 is indeed the lead that the Dutch enjoy as we are ready to start the third quarter. Team switch sides, and Taryn Cash will come back going from west to east this time. This is Evie Wolshire, who misses the first shot of the half, but nice rebound by Taryn Cash, finding it from about 8 feet away, took one dribble and put it up off the right side window. Hustling back is Bagley from McKinney, 26-footer, rebounds out, no good, but Feenstra with the O rebound, and she is fouled and will go to the line. Molly Scott getting the hammer on Feenstra, and that is her third personal, as she has had to guard Savannah Feenstra a good part of the day, and it will be 2 for Feenstra. First one is good. 47-30. Hope with the lead. Feenstra gets them both, and the lead is back to 18. I think I said the lead was 16. My math skills are actually superior to that. The lead was 18 at half. 16-point differential on points off turnovers. It'll be the only mistake I make all day. Taryn Cash dribbles right off Morehouse. Crosstown pass, nice look, but she can't quite get it as it was just out of the reach of Gaines Burns. A little high. Another turnover for the Tigers, as we're going to go to the team stats here to see once that will be the 15th turnover for the Tigers. Bagley dribbles left side, and Feenstra was just hammered, and there's no call. Back the other way come the Tigers. Feenstra just got contorted backwards as the officials apparently thought that all of that contortion was due to a block of the ball, and then a touch foul the other way on Ella McKinney, and that will be Wittenberg's ball. A source of frustration oftentimes for a coach when an obvious hard foul doesn't get called and then a touch foul comes back on the other way, but they all even out in the end, and Wittenberg will have it, and they cannot get it in as Claire Bagley is all up over Kelsey Reagan. 19 on the shot clock, 8:36 to go in the third. Hope leads by 18. They have led the whole way except twice at 0-0 and 7-7. Cash working on Morehouse. Good screen by Molly Scott. That shot's no good. That was Kelsey Reagan. Nice rebound by Gaines Burns. She's working on McKinney. Struggles to keep the ball, but she does retain it. But this time the pass is intercepted as she was trying to get Cash. Meg Morehouse throws it up somewhat out of control, and Meg Morehouse and McKinney are gonna have, that was a, Morehouse went a little out of control as she tried to get it up, thinking that she could get a putback from McKinney, but then they both went for the rebound, and that caused quite a bit of contact. McKinney went down, and Morehouse is flexing her right hand, as I think she probably hit McKinney in the head, and that was pretty hard contact as two teammates collided. Gaines Burns. Coach Colby frustrated that the offense is not executing as she desires, but the Hope defense is pretty tough, and that time a nice offensive rebound by Taryn Cash is going to force Savannah Feenstra to foul her, and Wittenberg will get the ball on the baseline. 20 seconds. Gaines Burns comes out. Cash looking for someone, goes way outside to Wolshire. Nice backdoor to Reagan, but she traveled. As good defense by both Feenstra and Gardner, and the lead is still 18. Hope has it back with a chance to stretch the lead. 7:32 to go. Clock on the move, as are the Dutch. Bagley. She comes off a Feenstra screen. She dribbles right, gets it up, and she scores, and she's fouled. And I think that is going to be on Molly Scott, and that will be her fourth. Checking in now is going to be number 30, Haley Scott. Molly Scott from Centerville, Ohio. Haley Scott from Russiaville, Indiana, excuse me. Claire Bagley cannot complete the three-pointer. The score remains 50-30. Back the other way, hustling are the Tigers. Nice low post pass into number 30. That is Haley Scott, not Molly Scott. Molly wears 31, Haley wears 30. And the numbers are in, shall we say, asynchronous order after the uniform number changes that we were presented with. So the reaction time delay on many of those is me hunting for the names and matching them with the numbers. There's another foul. That one is going to go against Haley Scott. That will be her first personal. Feenstra goes up, and she is fouled. That time, actually, the call is going to go on Evie Wilshire. I don't think that was much of a foul. The one before probably was. It was a no call. That one looked like pretty good defense. Wilshire puts up her hands, wondering what she could have done differently. Feenstra will go to the line and shoot 2. She's got 9 on the night. That puts her in double figures at 10. That matches Bagley, each of them with 10 on the night. That one's no good, and back the other way come the Tigers. Nice interior passing, and then they try to kick it, rotate it through, and it was thrown away. That was Wilshire, who was looking for Molly Scott, couldn't quite get her. 51-32. Into the game for Hope is Kendall Sietsma. This is Garner. She goes right side to Crabtree. Low post to Sietsma. Kicks to Bagley. Now to Crabtree. Bagley works on, this is Garner working on Cash. Long shot by Crabtree and in and out. That was a 28-footer and it almost went down. Garner gets free from a double team. Kicks it to Bagley, who is fouled in the corner, and that's going to go against number 11. And 11 is Jada Malone. Hope in the bonus early in the third quarter, 6:20 to go. Bagley with 2 bonus free throws. First one good, and that is a 20-point lead. Bagley hits them both. 21-point lead. Hope with 2 team fouls in the third quarter. Wittenberg with 5. Hope dropping into a little 3-2 zone. Far right corner, it's good. Kelsey Reagan fills it from the deep right corner for 12 points for Reagan, and that cuts the lead to, that's 45 points. Reagan has 10 points, not 12. Originally put up on the wrong side of the column. 53-35, 18-point lead. Majerus gets it into the paint to Kendall Sietsma, can't quite get it to go. Rebound by Wittenberg. Cash, nice bounce pass to Reagan, but just a little ahead of her. She couldn't hold on to it. Turnover back the other way. Hope. Garner hustling it. She's double teamed. She kicks. Now a nice play. Good interior passing by the Dutch, and I think we're going to have a travel. Nice play. It was Garner to Crabtree to, I think it was then Majerus, who couldn't quite hang on to her. Or maybe it was Sietsma. In any event, eventually, after some nice interior passing, there was a travel call. Go back the other way. Wittenberg with an 18-point deficit and the ball. Substitutions coming in for Wittenberg. Among others, Haley Scott. And also in is number 14. 14 on my chicken scratch roster is Kylie Sloan. That's actually one of the few players who hasn't changed her number today. This is Jada Malone. She drives right side, bounces it off the back of the rim. The ball is loose, and the Tigers retain possession. Reagan. Nice defense by Hope. Knocked away by Crabtree. She leaps, leaves it for McKinney. Back to Crabtree on the right. McKinney's got room in the middle. She drives, puts it up, and she scoops and scores as she wraps herself around the defender, and it's 55-35. What a play by Ella McKinney. Found a space and then was able to move her body and able to get around it. Clock running at 4:23 and another turnover. Gaines Burns trying to find Jada Malone and could not. And that's going to be another turnover. And that's either 20 or 21, depending on whether the live stats has been reset. It looks like it is 20. 20 turnovers for the Tigers. Hope heading back the other way. Morehouse to McKinney. Nice screen by Feenstra, who gets it on the screen and go. A little pick and roll. And Savannah picks up another basket, 57-35. There's a little screen for Wittenberg. Can't get anything to go, but they find Gaines Burns, who makes a nice drive along the left side, 57-37. And good defense by Wittenberg that time to disrupt the break. Evie Wilshire getting in the way of a fast break pass. And it is 57-37. McKinney driving off the left side, puts it off the window against Kylie Sloan. And McKinney's got her 16th point, 59-37. Clock continues to run. Cash looking for somebody. She's going to go to Wilshire. Back to Cash. No good by Gaines Burns from the left side. Rebounded by Morehouse. Back the other way, McKinney. Crabtree working on nice defensive play that time by Wittenberg as Crabtree drove right through Evie Wilshire, and that will be her first personal. But give credit to Wilshire, who had great legal guarding position, and it will be Wittenberg basketball. Reagan back in for Wittenberg, and I think there was one more sub that slipped in there. I think it was Brianna Busick into the game now. First time in the second half for Busick. Cash comes off a high screen looking for something, has to leave it for Reagan. Long launch, and it's good by Evie Wilshire from 25 feet, and it's 59-40. Sydney Viss getting set to check in for Hope. Ella McKinney drives from left to right and puts it off the right side window, and it's 61-40, 18 for McKinney. Cash dribbling on Morehouse. Nice backdoor pass, but it's cut off by the Dutch defense. And there's a nice little inside out pass, I should say, as they found Busick, and she puts it up for her first points of the game, 61-42. Feenstra drives, and she is fouled on the drive, and that's going to be on Busick. And I think that's going to put, that will be the fifth foul, or in Wittenberg already in the bonus. So that's going to make it 61-42 and put Feenstra at the line. She's got a dozen on the night. Gaines Burns will come back in, as will number 11, Jada Malone. Feenstra nails the first one, extends the lead back to 20. 62-42. We'll get one more Wittenberg sub if this ball goes in. It does indeed. No, we got two more subs. Let's see who we have. Number 11, Jada Malone, and Gaines Burns comes back in. Sydney Viss, as I said, in for Hope. So it's Morehouse, Feenstra, Carlblum, Viss, and McKinney. Three-point shot by Wittenberg, and it falls. Great pass, screen and pass that found Evie Wilshire open for a 22-footer. Back the other way is McKinney, and she is fouled. Kind of a late whistle, and it's going to go against number 11, and number 11 is Malone. That's her third, as McKinney beat the defender and was able to draw the foul. First one is good by McKinney. That gives her 19 on the day. 64-45. And the lead's back to 20, 1:48 to go. Gaines Burns coming back in the other way. Coming off a high screen, not a whole lot of effect, and there's going to be a timeout. Wittenberg head coach Colby seeing that, in fact, there were going to be some problems getting that ball in on that offensive set, so she wisely calls a timeout. 65-45, Hope with a commanding lead. We're going to take a little break and be back with more Hope basketball.
There is a school whose namesake is not a founder, not a historical figure, not a state, city, or physical landmark. It is named after an ideal, a virtue, a way of life. Its name is Hope.
Ella McKinney leads all scorers with 20 as Hope leads by exactly that amount, 65-45. Savannah Feenstra with 14 and Claire Bagley with 12. For the Tigers, 2 in double figures. Gaines Burns with 12 and Reagan with 10. Nice pull-up jumper by Gaines Burns, and she beats Jada Gardner with a nice little pullback, and she's got 14 on the night, leads all Tiger scorers. Nice outside in. Feenstra from Gardner, and she puts it in. Great screen and roll, and it's 67-47. Gardner all over Jasmine Gaines Burns. This one is Jada Malone, covered by Bagley. Now double teamed, and we will get a call as Savannah Feenstra got a little handsy on that one as she saw the ball and wanted to get after it, and in so doing made some contact with the arm. So that will be 67-47 the lead, the score. Under a minute to go in the third quarter. Wittenberg with the ball. Gardner making it all kinds of difficult for Gaines Burns to get the inbound, so they have to go to Reagan, who's hawked by Viss in the corner. Nice defense, and Majerus chases one down as great team defense. Hope College really stretching out the Tiger defense right now, making any kind of entry pass or any kind of pass at all very difficult. Hope with a 20-point lead, but playing like they're down by 5. Great energy and great defense. Nice putback by Busick on the miss, and that's going to be her 4th point, 67-49. Good offensive rebound and putback by Brianna Busick. Gardner finds a cutting Bagley, and Claire Bagley puts it in, and it is 69-49. Gardner found herself under the basket with not a lot to do, and Bagley wisely made a beeline for the bucket. Bagley with a beeline to the bucket to pick up the basket. Evie Wolshire puts it outside to Busick. Nice soft touch as Brianna Busick gets the members bounce, and she's got 6 on the night. A beautiful soft touch. That ends the third quarter. The lead is cut to 18. We will take another break and be back with the final stanza of action. 69-51, and you are watching Hope Basketball.
Can you hear that sound? That's the sound of a marginalized family's future filling with hope. For $60, you can change the life trajectory of a family through the gift of a goat. When a family receives a goat through Gift of Hope, they have access to nutrition and income. Visit www.rca.org/givehope to shop gifts that share Christ's love. Give a different kind of gift this holiday season. Give a goat, give hope.
The River Place in downtown Holland redefines active senior living. A no-step floor plan is designed around your needs, so you can leave the worries of home ownership behind and enjoy a vibrant lifestyle right outside your door. Make the River Place your home. Visit resthaven.org/riverplace to reserve yours today.
Hope College with an 18-point lead, the exact lead they had when they started the second half. They haven't given an inch. The Tigers have fought mightily, but could not cut into that lead. Both teams shooting relatively similar percentages, 52.3 for the Tigers, outpacing the Dutch by just a bit, 46.9. But points off turnovers, a big part of it, 24 points off turnovers for Hope. Only 3 for Wittenberg, making up most of the difference. Jada Gardner finds a little seam on the right side, can't get it, and then chases after the rebound, and Jada just out of frustration shoved Gaines Burns to the ground. She'll pick up her first foul as she was frustrated she couldn't get the shot, frustrated she couldn't get the rebound. Back the other way come the Tigers. 9:40 to go in the game. Hope leading by 18. Nice interior pass to Reagan, but good defense by Majerus. Back the other way, she falls down, keeps her dribble alive, leaves it for Garner, right side Bagley from 23, and she hits it. Claire Bagley with 17 on the night. And Hope is going to call a timeout to get a quick 30-second chance to talk to his players. So we will take a 30-second timeout ourselves and be back with more Hope basketball.
In a Hope Forward model, every student who comes through the doors of Hope College would have their tuition 100% covered.
(72-51). The Bagley 3 put Hope up by more than 20 for the first time maybe all day. They have held commanding leads most of the time. Wittenberg has not backed down, but the Hope defense has caused a variety of frustrations for Wittenberg on offense, resulting in multiple turnovers. Going back to the running stats, it's 24 points off of turnovers for Hope. A total of, where's my turnover list? 21 turnovers for the Tigers compared to 7 for Hope. This is Cash driving on Morehouse. This is Reagan. Back to Cash, left wing. Again, hawked by Morehouse. Morehouse plays great on-ball defense. Cash, though, gets through, puts it off the high window. And Taryn Cash, with her 6th point, kept the dribble alive and was able to get out from under the suffocating Morehouse defense. Low post to Feenstra, lowers her shoulder, can't get it to go, misses the short jump shot, and ends up fouling as she attempted to grab her offensive rebound. That will be her 3rd. 8:37 to go. Wittenberg trails by 19. Cash, been the floor general most of today. Once in a while it's Gaines Burns. And there's a ball loose on the floor. We got like 3 people wrestling for it, and it will be, why don't we go with a held ball just to mix things up today. Actually, I think this is the first one of the second half. There were multiple in the first half. Checking in is number 13, that's Evie Wolshire. Gaines Burns will check out. It will be Hope's ball on the Wittenberg ball on the alternating possession arrow, and as Wolshire went down, as she couldn't hold on to the ball. She might need a sub. She's going to first attempt to treat it by retying her shoelace, and Hope will get the ball back. 8:20 to go. 72-53. Morehouse leads the offense back the other way from east to west. Ella McKinney. Majerus, low post to Feenstra, and she is... Feenstra thought she was fouled, but in fact it's going to be another held ball, and this time it's going to stay with the Dutch. 18 on the shot clock, 8:08 to go. And it's going to be Meg Morehouse to trigger the inbound. Little box inbound play. McKinney screens, and she finds Majerus. Morehouse finds Majerus off the McKinney screen. She can't get it to go, but she is fouled, and that will send Majerus to the line. Majerus sitting on 5 points for the day.
Teaching at Hamilton Middle School, where Liz Morehouse, Brian's wife, is the principal.
First one is no good.
And this is Kate Majerus' first free throws of the season. Doesn't get to the line a whole lot.
Free throw's good by Majerus. That extends the lead back to 20. Taryn Cash working hard against Morehouse as she has done all night long. Not an easy task indeed. Free throw is no good as players hit the deck, including Savannah Feenstra, and that call is going to go, I believe, against Haley Scott, and that will be her second personal, and Hope will get the ball back as on the battle for the rebound ended up displacing Feenstra and causing the contact and getting the call. Bagley keeps her dribble alive. Morehouse against Cash. Bagley dribbles left, looks for something, and she travels. Substitution for Wittenberg, Molly Scott, freshman from Centerville, Ohio. Taryn Cash dribbles left against Morehouse. Bagley jumps out off the screen. She checks Cash. Cash gets it to Scott. And inside to Kelsey Reagan. Actually, no, that was, let's check that. That was Molly Scott for her fourth point? No, her first points of the game. And we're going to have an illegal screen called. And it's going to go against, who did they whistle that against? Savannah Feenstra, and that will be her fourth. The kind of call you are more likely to get when you're ahead by 18 in the fourth quarter, 73-55. Fourth team foul and fourth personal. Fourth for Hope in this fourth quarter. And the fourth on Feenstra. 73-55, Gaines Burns back in, she takes over. Exact same offensive set as Claire Bagley comes out high off the screen to stop her, but Gaines Burns crosses over her dribble and puts it up off the high window on the left side, and it's 73-57. Bagley, right side, all the way across, three-pointer for Crabtree, no good. Majerus with a nice offensive rebound, left hand won't go. There's a struggle in there, and eventually Majerus wins the battle, and she is fouled by the other 14, Kylie Sloan. And Majerus got hit hard on the hand as she's trying to shake it off. 6:38 to go. Majerus will stay in the game. Everyone got a little quiet as we Majerus did a little self-assessment there. She's smiling and shaking it. So we're going to watch Majerus shoot with a hand that might be a little sore, and that first shot is no good as she continues to self-treat. Jada Gardner will come in if this free throw is good, and it's not, so we'll go back the other way. And it's a 16-point game. It hasn't been this close in a while. It was 18 at halftime. Gaines-Burns leaves it for Reagan. Long free throw won't go. That would have been a difference maker. That would have cut it to 13. But it wasn't close. And so 6:24 to go in the game. Hope with a 16-point lead. Gardner will take over floor general responsibilities. Coming in for Morehouse. She dribbles right, leaves it for Bagley. Off of the screen that time by Seatsman. Bagley keeps the dribble alive and puts it up and in. Claire Bagley with 19 on the day. 75-57. Reagan tries to get it to Gaines-Burns. She can't, so she's going to jack one from 22, but it's no good. And it's chased down by the Dutch. Gardner, they've got numbers to Majerus off the right window, and it's good. Great fast break transition off the good defense, and the lead is back to 20. It was down to 16, and Wittenberg had a decent three-point attempt that didn't go. That would have cut it to 13, but it's back to 20. Gaines-Burns from deep in the corner, no good, and I think that's going to be the fifth foul. Oh, no, it's going to be on Seatsman, number 20. That will probably be, that's her second foul, and that will be the fifth team foul of the quarter. So that will put Wittenberg at the line. Majerus will come out, McKinney in, Bagley out, and I think Carl Blum came in. 77-57. Winding down what is likely to be another Hope College victory. There we see a little bit of an undercut there on the replay. Great work by our crack staff and in the deep recesses of DeVos Fieldhouse, where they do all the magic and make me sound better than I deserve. Jada Gardner comes back the other way. She's guarded by Gaines-Burns. McKinney back in the game. She's going to go left side. Put it up, and it's good, and she's fouled. Ella McKinney went one-on-one against Taryn Cash, who I think is one of their best, if not the best defender on the Tiger team. And she got the ball to fall coming from right to left. She drew the harm. Third foul on Cash, and McKinney will go to the line. And no good, but McKinney still sitting on 22 points, leading all scorers. Back the other way come the Tigers. Sydney Viss into the game. Far right side, this is Jada Malone. Hard off the iron, no good. Nice rebound by Carl Blum. McKinney still in the game, driving up against Cash, kicks right. This is Crabtree, who slips herself around the defender Scott, but she can't get it to go, and it's going to be out of bounds the other way, and it will be Tiger basketball. Coach Brian Morehouse exhorting his team to engage in high communication during this defensive sequence. Talk, he says. Nice passes by the Tigers. Coach Colby frustrated that they can't execute, but Gaines-Burns drives the lane and she puts it up, and she's fouled. Gardner reached in, got some contact, and that's going to draw the lead down to 18, 4:27 to go. And Gaines-Burns will go to the line, but not before Coach Morehouse calls a timeout, a 30-second timeout. So we will take a 30-second timeout of our own and be back with more Hope basketball. Coming down to the end of what is likely to be another Hope victory. looking to remain unblemished on the year and go to 7-0. The Tigers are likely to move to 4-3 as they are starting to begin to think about league play in the North Coast Athletic Conference, a very competitive league to the south and east of us. The old-fashioned three-point play the old-fashioned way by Jasmine Gaines Burns. 17-point lead for Hope. Clock back running at 4:24 and counting. Jada Gardner will come back the other way to lead the Dutch. McKinney, left side, she kicks. That's Carl Blum from 3. Back of the iron. And it is big, tough rebound there by Scott. Back the other way. Haley Scott, that is. Back the other way come the Tigers. Looking to get a couple of quick buckets. Sydney Viss comes out on the secondary defender. The ball off the back of the rim is Jada Malone. Wittenberg's version of Jada, not to be confused with Jada Gardner for Hope, spelled slightly differently. This is Cash. She's now covered by Carl Blum, goes way over in the corner. That's Jada Malone. She drives, nice drive, but it's a great defense by Carl Blum, and that's going to cause a shot clock violation. Great team defense by the Dutch, and the lead is still 17. 3:30 to go. Garner dribbles right. Carl Blum. Crabtree goes over to far right side. Garner. Mid post, Sydney Viss, nice footwork, drops left, puts it up, it's blocked, no call. And McKinney with a nice little crossover dribble, and she puts it through. Ella McKinney just slithered her way through there, didn't have any room to work, and able to work her way around 2 or 3 defenders. She's got 24 on a nifty dribble drive. Jada Malone, nice drive to the bucket, but too strong. McKinney doing everything right now. She picks up the rebound and gets it ahead to Crabtree. She dribbles right. Sydney Viss is going to crank from 3, and she hits it. The freshman from South Christian, Sydney Viss, is on the board. It's 84-62. Cash is going to keep working here now, this time against McKinney. Off of a high screen from Kylie Sloan. Now it's Gaines Burns, and we got a whole bunch of substitutions at our next dead ball. Nice mid-range jumper by Jada Malone. Jada Malone has 4 on the night, 2:02 to go. And the clock continuing to run. So many subs coming in here. We can only just see a whole bunch of heads as they're waiting just on the other side of the scorer's table. Carl Blum cranks it from 3, no good. And rebound by Wittenberg coming back the other way. And Malone with a mid-range jumper. Jada Malone against Jada Gardner. And back the other way. And this time, Brian Morehouse is going to make sure that subs come in. And so I think it's going to be a sub-only timeout. Let's check Keegan Kaiser, Raven Jemison. No, we're going to have a full timeout, actually. And so that's not a sub-only timeout. That will give us one more chance to hear from the good folks who make all of this possible. So we will be back with the final minutes of this game. You're watching Hope Basketball.
It's no secret. The best way to learn about Hope College is to spend time on our campus. The Hope admissions team invites you to a personalized visit experience you won't forget. Located in downtown Holland, Michigan, our historic campus is close to shopping and dining and just 10 minutes from Lake Michigan. We invite you to check out our campus tour options or sign up for an online tour with the Hope admissions office. There's never been a better time to see Hope College. Visit us at hope.edu.
Keegan Kaiser, Hannah Kearns, Megan Bennett, Courtney Lee, and who am I missing? Raven Jemison. I think I got everybody there. Let me make sure I think I got them all. Yep. For Wittenberg, they've got Taryn Cash, Evie Wolshire, Kelsey Reagan, Molly Scott. 3-point shot is no good. Rebound that time by the final player in the game for the Tigers, Kylie Sloan. Another offensive rebound. Reagan puts it back, no good. Jemison will rebound it for Hope. Courtney Lee to Jemison. 48 to go on the shot on the game clock. 15 on the shot clock. Long pass is deflected. Jemison intended for Kaiser. Hope will have the ball on the far sideline throw in. Hannah Kearns. Low post. And this is Megan Bennett with a nice step-through move, and she's on the board. Megan Bennett, the freshman from McBain, the hometown of our venerated colleague and former chair of the kinesiology department, Dr. Kirk Brummels, Northern Michigan Christian grad. Shot no good, and they are going to come back the other way as Hope College. That shot was no good, I believe, by Scott. And it looks like they will dribble it out as Keegan Kaiser will hold it out near the division line as the crowd affirms and exhorts another great effort by the Dutch. They go to 7-0, and the opportunity to stay undefeated is held intact. Their #1 ranking in the nation will likely remain the same. And we have appreciated you joining us today. For all of the folks who have made this possible, we want to thank you. We want to say thank you to Steve Secor, to Channing Pearson, and to our camera folks, Megan and Stryker and Jonathan. You did great work. Thank you all so much. My name is Scott Vanderstoop, and you have been watching Hope Basketball.